You're watching Hindustan Times, and I'm Aditi Prasad. I have with me Trinamool Parliamentary Party leader in Rajya Sabha, Derek O'Brien. There are two sides to every story, Mr. O'Brien. One that there are some people who are saying that the centre is not cooperating with, let's say, the West Bengal government. There are others who are saying that the West Bengal government is not cooperating with the centre. The truth may be somewhere in between, as you pointed out, because of the upcoming elections in the state. And I therefore want to ask you, for instance, like the central team that visited Bengal. The central team also went to a number of other states, including Maharashtra and Gujarat. It's not that Bengal was singled out, but suddenly all we could hear about in the news was the fight between the central team and the West Bengal administration
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
governor throwing his bit in. So
Governor,
what's going
no,
on?
no. I'll answer all those questions. Let's finish with the governor first, who's also a former BJP, depends on different biodatas you can give. Now, he's also a former BJP MP. That's
Mhm.
former, who's now living in the biggest bungalow in Bengal. He's also, I would like to believe he's a part-time BJP spokesperson, but I don't even want to go there and give any importance to what the governor says because that's his job.
Right.
Or he perceives that to be his job. Let me tell you about all on facts. I'm not going to give you any rhetoric, no use for rhetoric.
Right.
The central team is always welcome. Come to Bengal, but there's a way to do it. Do you think it's okay? You tell me. Do you think it's okay? The flight will arrive at 10:10 in the morning, central team, carrying the central team. And the chief minister of a state will get a call at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That's okay, is it? This is federalism. That's fine. Number two, your central team goes to a few hospitals. Day before yesterday, the biggest hospital there, the infectious disease hospital, the same central team ran there. Day before yesterday, the central team who went called it an excellent rating. Give it an excellent rating. Three, the central team. It's okay if you give kits, 40 kits only by the end of March. That's also okay. Four, you can give faulty kits and then you can take these kits back. That's okay. So there has to be a real federalism. You can't be showing the face on your television channels and saying we want federalism, we want Mamata Banerjee is not there, or the chief minister of Bengal is not there. She's some not nominated flunky she's elected by 10 crore people in Bengal. She is in charge. So she's been, I don't know, you've certainly seen the picture. She's been right up there. However, no state, not even Bengal, is perfect. And we don't claim we are perfect. But we feel good. If you now look at the testing numbers in Bengal, which were albeit slightly low, 3,000-4,000, those numbers are now approaching 9,000 tests a day. That's good work. 35% is the discharge of people in Bengal. That's good work. Okay. Now, there are 16% of the hospital beds, COVID hospital beds in Bengal, in the 66 hospitals, only 16% or 18% of the beds are occupied. There are still 80%, so we are waiting for even if something goes up. So this is not a match between Maharashtra, Bengal, no, the states. We don't feel happy when we see the Maharashtra figure going up. Oh, it's not our government. No. Or whether it's in Gujarat, wherever. So this is the team effort. So if you want to send central teams, yes. But since before you send your central team or you do your press conferences, we're not begging you, but give us our money. 36,000 crores, the old backlog, the GST backlog. If you add the new backlog is 51,000 crores. If you're announcing all these schemes, this is not a time what are you announcing now? Privatization of space, privatization of this, privatization of that. Is that the focus? Or is the focus to get the money into the poorest of the poor? I won't even say poorest of the poor anymore. It's even the lower middle class, the middle class, everyone's going to suffer.
Since then, the Prime Minister has held 5 consultations with chief ministers, and the Union Secretary has been talking to the chief secretaries of various states. So it's not that there's been complete breakdown of communication between the center and the states. I mean, it may have been there initially, and I will take your word for it. But ever since that, there has been and today, just a few days ago was the 5th meeting that the Prime Minister had with the chief ministers. Wouldn't you say that things have improved? Yeah.
I think the biggest thing which the people of India must know is this is a 21-day lockdown. There are three kinds of lockdowns. Firstly, you announced a drill lockdown. We're okay with that. Now, even there, somebody said, go and bang the button or put the diya. We were fine with that. In fact, Mamta Di said, listen, it's a personal choice. If you want to do it, do it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. I too went to sleep. But that's my personal choice. But the biggest thing you did was announce a 21-day lockdown with 4 hours notice. And that is key. 23rd week of March, there was an important letter written by Mamta Banerjee to 18 chief ministers. Check out what that letter was. The subject of the letter was only one subject. It was migrant workers. Migrant workers. 2 lakh migrant workers. And I don't like this term, migrant workers. We must cancel this term. We must call them guest workers because they are guests. So the 2 lakh guest workers who were in Bengal, we took care of them. And we didn't take care of them alone. We had NGO support. We had private support. A lot of people who came out and supported. General people also came out and supported. Then you have to look at the 2 largest places for these workers. They are Delhi and Mumbai. You've seen those visuals of those buses. There was a complete mayhem, and there was a columnist in your I would normally have not mentioned it, but since she writes a column in your newspaper and on your platform, Barkha, she's gone around for 60 days. Those are pictures. Those are heart-wrenching pictures. So the migrant worker, now Bengal have also announced that the trains, what did you do for the trains? 85% center will pay, 15% states will pay. Nonsense. Bengal, very, very clear. 3 things. First, announced early in March, no one must go hungry. 6 months rations announced by the Mamta Banerjee government. 6 months rations. Other states followed suit. Very, very good. Was the ration distribution perfect? Of course it wasn't perfect. It was a new thing. There was a lot of pressure. I'd give it 97, 90, 96, 97% perfect. Okay. Second, right. Very important. The trains which were coming back to Bengal, now those passengers will not have to pay. The guest workers who are coming back to Bengal. And there's a full testing process. And I think the third and the most important part is this complete shutdown. Our policy, that time actually, frankly, we didn't know. It was a call we took of a partial lockdown. That seems to have worked. Now, does that mean Bengal have really overcome the challenge of the corona? No, we can't be overconfident. And I don't think this is a Bengal issue today only. All other states are really trying to do their best. And I'm not going to be drawn in to a conversation about 3 or 4 BJP states to make cheap political points. I don't need to do that, because now all the politics can wait. Politics will come later. People want to know what's open, how can I do, where can I go, why can't I go, etc. And since we have this platform, we have to tell everybody, stay at home as much as possible, wear a mask, wash your hands. I couldn't say all these things in Parliament. See the video. I was stopped. All MPs and other MPs were stopped. I remember. Find a clip there of, again, as I said, it's not politics. Mr. P. Chidambaram of the Congress, he had to get up that day and say, Derek O'Brien is wearing a mask. Please, sir, that's his choice. Let him wear a mask. Don't throw him out. This is the kind of stuff we have in Parliament. I can also tell you, 2 of my colleagues, by name I will mention, Professor Saugata Roy, Dr. Kakuli Ghosh Dastidar, and the third is an NCP MP whose name I will not mention because I don't have a permission. When they were asking for Parliament to be shut in Lok Sabha, while we were doing it in Rajya Sabha, they were told by no other person than the Prime Minister of India. My Hindi is bad, so I'll translate that in English. He said, are your school children, are your school boys and girls wanting off days in the middle of Parliament?
I just want to talk about testing, because you've spoken about testing. Initially when the testing was low, and you admitted yourself that the testing was very low in West Bengal initially, you blamed the central government for not providing you with enough testing kits.
No, I just want to add to that. Then you can ask me a question here, since you asked me about the low. You see, one part was the testing kits. 2, Bengal, this is interesting statistic, and it's all factual. Bengal only had 2 testing centers. Now, to get it, this is in March, to get a testing center approved, you just can't say West Bengal Health Minister can approve. No, you need the approval of the center. So we asked at that time for 5. So 2 became 5, 7, 7 became 12, 12 became 14. So we kept applying, and now we've got around 15. 1 point, 1 bank. Second point, Bengal, like many other states, we followed the guidelines of the ICMR. And what were those guidelines? Only test symptomatic patients. So when those guidelines changed, we also changed those guidelines. It's like saying no aeroplanes in Bengal. Why? Bengal wrote on 8th of May to send us the aeroplanes, but we didn't get. Okay, please go ahead. You were asking me a question. I'm sorry.
Yes, I was asking you. No, not a problem. I was asking you. You said you blamed the central government, and not just for the kits you said, but also in terms of testing centers. Today, when you are so proudly saying that you've got so many testing centers and your testing is so high, would you also credit the central government for helping you provide, or was it an own initiative by the West Bengal government?
You see, we don't mind at this kind of stage. I can't be so. I don't need to be so mean-minded. Credit here, credit there. But if you want me to say that we had 2, we've gone to 20. 18 had to be approved by the central government. So we can thank them for approving those 18. Yes. Number 2. This is not. That's what I said.
Yeah, I'm just asking. Politics apart. You yourself said politics can come later. Politics apart.
I'd love to come back on the digital platform of yours sometime in the winter to talk about the politics. I'd love to come back. Okay, because today, at least on the digital platform, not to do with what we're discussing, we're having a conversation. On many of the television platforms, it's not a conversation. It's a propagandation. Okay, let me come back.
Now
you want to know how the testing numbers went up. Now, firstly, I find it, if I may say, one trick, or not trick is a bad word. One policy which the West Bengal government used to take the testing numbers up is not only the number of testing centers. As I said, if you want me to credit the center, yes, they approved after we said, but it became from a single shift, it became a double shift or sometimes a triple shift. So we pretty much knew that we were wanting to do 1,000 tests per million. So we are now around about 8,000, almost 9,000 a day, which everyone will assume has gone, really well. And the only reason that happened, and this is where the credit is due, not to the West Bengal government or this one. Think about it. And we want to acknowledge the hard work which those, I think they're called what? Hepatologists. All those healthcare workers, all those doctors, all those technicians who are doing the tests, the hepatologists who are, conducting the test. So I think credit where it's due.
Various doctor associations, including the West Bengal Doctor Associations, including others, a lot of them talking about and writing open letters, including some NRI Bengali doctors, writing open letters about West Bengal's COVID response and the fact that they feel that enough is not being done for the safety of healthcare workers. There are talks about the death committee, which had been having administrative intervention at every level, making it difficult for the doctors to operate. Some others saying that the doctors are testing positive, the nurses, healthcare workers are testing positive, and those figures are not being added in the official government data. I want you to talk about these. This is again not political.
No. This is all political. But there's nothing today which is not political. So otherwise, if it was political, I
want to straight.
You mentioned the doctors' committee, the co-mobility. Maybe you can ask the chief minister or the health minister of Gujarat, what did they like so much about what Bengal were doing that now they are interpreting the same thing. Approximately, there are 50,000 doctors in Bengal. Approximately. About 25 to 28 to 30,000, somewhere in that region, are active practicing doctors. 18,000 of these 25,000 doctors, 18,000, belong to the Indian Medical Association, also known as the IMA, which is across. Right. It doesn't have. Now, I know there's a Trinamool MP who is one doctor who is a member of that association. Fine. But that's the big association. About 75-80% of all doctors are with the Indian Medical Association. Now, This doctors association you're talking about, there are two of them. One has 1,700 members. I'm not saying because you have 1,700 in a small number, so we won't listen to you, but that has 1,700 members. The other one, which you're talking about, has 400 members. Put together, it has 2,000 members. And here I'm making a charge. The most high-profile people in that association all have political links. I will make another prediction. One or two of them will be BJP candidates in the 2021 assembly election. So, as you say, we want to leave politics out. So that association of doctors which you're talking about, which even went to the New York Times and lied, and to Reuters and lied, and said they had 19,000 members. Check the facts. Not you, but they should check. They have 19,000 likes and followers on Facebook. Fakebook. They have 1,700 to 1,900. Call me and I will bring you the list of paid members there. So you cannot have 1,700 to 1,900 members. I'm not saying because you're a minority doctor.
I take your point. I take your point, Mr. O'Brien. My point is that about the allegations that they've made.
Yeah, there's a conclusion. Yeah. There's a conclusion to this. There's a perception. You see, there's a perception and there's a reality. Let's face it. And I'm not complaining, because we will counter this, and we will counter this not like pussycats. We will come strong.
And anything about what's happening in Tenalipura?
Believe half of what you see and nothing of what you hear. As we said, this is the time to fight and overcome the corona challenge. This is not the time. This is not the time to spread a political virus or any other virus.
Thank you so much for joining us, sir, for this chat today. And we'll keep coming back to you with more. Keep watching HindustanTimes.com.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That was really, really nice, Ms. Prasad. Thank you.